Hello, I'm Adam Sassatelli from SIUE, and I'm going to go over what exactly instances are in Flash. I will be working with Flash CS4. So I'd like to start off by explaining what exactly instances are. An instance refers to a copy of a Flash symbol. So whether it's a movie clip, a graphic, or a button, the three types of symbols in Flash, all these can be copied and onto the stage, so you're going to get multiple different copies. Those copies are called instances. So when you work with symbols on the stage, the symbol that you're working with isn't the actual original symbol. You're working with the instances of the symbol. So I hope you understand that. So since they're copies, they can be manipulated by scaling them. You can apply color to them. You can apply effects to them. You can animate them. You can affect them with different action script writing. But these changes don't affect the main symbol. They only affect the instance that it's applied to. So let's start off by making a symbol. I'm going to make a oval, or a circle in the middle of the stage. So I'm going to go over here to the oval tool, or you can just press the O key, and I'm going to make this oval have no stroke, and the fill I want to be blue. So I'm going to change the colors in the properties panel. Then I'm going to make that oval on the stage. And there you go. So I have an oval. Get your main selection tool, or press V, and we're going to right-click on the oval, or circle. I don't know why I keep calling it an oval. And we're going to click Convert to Symbol. Now this symbol, I'm going to make a movie clip, and I'm going to call this Blue Circle. Okay, so now let's go to our library, and if you see, there should be a tab right next to properties, or if there's not a tab that says library, you can go to window and click on library, or command or control L will open the library panel, and click on that, and you can see all the different symbols and movie clips and everything you have in your library. So we have Blue Circle, which is a movie clip in our library. So if I were to click on Blue Circle, double click on it, it's going to open up here. You can see our little panel. You can see we're in the Blue Circle panel. So whenever I affect this, everything that is a copy or an instance of that Blue Circle will be changed to how I'm affecting it. So if I change this red, every copy I have of this symbol will be red, and so on. So I'm going to go back to the scene, and we're not going to affect the circle right now. So what I want to actually do is make a couple copies of this blue circle. So if I drag the blue circle on the stage again a couple times, I'm going to have 3 of them, okay? And as you can see, they're kind of big. So I have different instances. These are all instances of that main symbol. So if I go to Properties, what you can do is you can name each instance. So let's see here. I want to name this Small Blue Circle. Okay, so how you name the instance is you go to the Properties panel, and up there it'll say Instance Name, and you're going to change that name, okay? Now the next one I'm going to name Big Red Circle. And the next one, is the instance name, I'm going to name it, what should I name it? Small Green Circle. That way, whenever you name these instances, if you're writing ActionScript that calls upon this, or if you need to find it later, it's very, very easy to target it and find it within your palette, especially if you have tons of different symbols and different instances or copies of those symbols. It's very, very easy to find it with a specific name. So let's do that. Okay, so we have this, which is a small blue circle. Now, if I just double click on this guy, or if I double click on this guy and change it, we're going to be changing the original symbol, because you can see up here, right here, that we are on the symbol layer, and we don't want it to affect the symbol, we just want it to affect the instance of the symbol. So we have to go back to our main scene and just click on it once to select it. So now I'm selecting the instances. Okay, so if I were to change this by, let's say I want to make it smaller. So because this is a small blue circle, we're going to make it smaller. So if I click Command or Control T, that's going to bring up my transform panel, which it could pop up anywhere. I just have it docked in the side. And we're going to change the transform from 100%, we're going to change that down to, well, let's say 20%. And now it's a small blue circle. See, aren't I good? It's like magic. Now on this guy, big red circle. So what we need to do is we need to apply a color effect. Now you can't just grab this guy, double click him, and change him red, because if you do that, let's do that. Again, we're going to be going to our symbol area, and we don't want to change the symbol, we want to change the instance. So if I were to actually change this color to red, you see it changes all 3 of my circles red. That's because I changed the symbol, not the instance. So I'm going to undo that and go back to my scene, and now I want to apply an effect that changes the color. Okay, so to change the color of this, I'm going to go down and add a filter, which I've already added accidentally. So I'm going to go to the filters in my properties panel. I'm going to go down to this little add filter. I'm going to click on that and then go down to, you can't see it because it's kind of off the page right now, but you want to go down to adjust color. So if I go to adjust color, it's going to pop up with this little box that says adjust color. I can change the brightness, contrast, saturation, and hue. What I want to do is I want to make this obviously the big red circle, so I'm going to change the hue. And if you actually change the hue to red, which would be 100, now I have a big red circle. And if you want to make it bigger, you can always transform it up a little bit. Okay? So the next one, we have a small green circle. So obviously we're going to change it to small. So we want to transform it, which would be Control-T. Or if you have it docked on the side of your bar over here, you can click Transform, and I'm just going to move that down to small. And then I want to affect a hue saturation again. So I go to my Properties, Filters, and Adjust Color. And I want to change that to green. So I'm just going to drag this until I hit green, which I may never hit. No, there it is. Saturation, let's get that to a little bit brighter green. So there you go. And now I have a small green circle. See, I'm great. This is really easy. So I hope you guys are getting it. So all these things I've done is affecting the instance, but not the main. So if I go to my library again and I drag out the blue circle, it's actually going to be the same blue circle that we had. And I can drag as many of these as I want, and I can affect them as many times as I want. And I can do transform, I can do rotations on them, but it's still not going to affect the main one unless I am in the symbol editor, which you'll see up here, because if you're in the scene and you have something selected, it's just an instance. If you double click on it, you're going to affect the main symbol, and you don't want to do that if you're just doing instances. So I hope this helped, and just know that when you're doing this in its purest form, you don't want to affect your symbol, because you want to be able to replicate that symbol later on. And naming your instances is very important, because when you write your action script, whether it's a web page, whether it's animation or anything, you want to be able to call on that symbol or the instance of that symbol, and instead of having to drag out random names and stuff of your symbol. So I hope this helped, and thank you for watching. This is Adam, and have a great day.